We'll be back in action here with the Michelin supercar run in a few moments' time as the Sin R1 gets wheeled back from the start line, as it's going to put some more heat into the tyres when it gets the green flag.
Yeah, distinctive looking machine, powered by a Chevrolet engine, and it's been making some quick climbs during the festival so far. 2 runs yesterday and a run this morning in practice.
Well, one of the stories of the launches here at Goodwood, plenty of launches, but one of the most significant was McLaren's launch of the 650 GT3 car, a new generation of GT3 cars for your gentleman drivers, and a great stepping stone for McLaren. They obviously had the MC12 GT3 car, been racing, for nearly 2 years now, I guess, but the 650, a progression of that. And if you are on site, you can go and have a look at some of the Gran Turismo concept cars that are either down in the supercar paddock with Aston Martin, or indeed Nissan launching one on Thursday. All of these cars can be driven on the Gran Turismo game, but won't be driven here because they can't move, but look beautiful. And certainly Nissan very bullish about their Concept 2020 being used in the future of some of their road and their race cars.
Okay, let's go up to the top paddock and catch a word with our fastest man so far, Jan Mardenborough.
Jan Mardenborough, first driver under 50 seconds in the supercar shootout, 49.27 seconds. How close to the edge were you?
It was pretty close to the edge, you know. Anthony was really pushing really hard, and yeah, it was good fun. That big rush, and the wall comes up very fast at Morecambe corner, and at the wall corner as well. But it was really good fun. Really enjoyed it.
Now, what's the power delivery like in this? Anthony was talking about the Noble spooling up and then suddenly pouring the power out. Is yours a bit more controlled?
It's very similar. It's we have twin turbocharged 3.8 litre V6, and different to the Noble in terms of the way it's delivered. It's 4-wheel drive, obviously, so it's a bit easier to get off the line. But similar power delivery. Not a lot of power until 3,500–4,000 RPM, and then you're like a rocket ship. You're away, and the gearbox again is again really good and helps us out. But yeah, fantastic event. It's faster than GT3 car, so yeah, it's mega.
Just one look at your face, Jan. It's clearly fun, but you couldn't get a more contrasting event to the Le Mans 24 hours, could you? You've got to pace yourself, go as hard as you can, but 24 hours. This is over in under a minute.
You know, it's very similar to the Le Mans 24 hours, because people think that Le Mans you have to look after the car, take it easy, but in reality nowadays it's flat out. We take care of some curves sometimes, but it's flat out, especially this year. Pace is so fast, and there is thinking about looking after the car in the final 3 hours or so, but other than that, to stay on the lead lap, to stay up front, you have to push so hard. So, and this again, it's a different event, a hill climb, and you get one chance at it, and nothing's really warm. The tyres are cold, the brakes are cold, and the driver's cold because you're waiting around. So it's a different kind of event. You really have to psych yourself up for this.
Jan, glad you enjoyed it. Thanks very much.
And Jan Mardenborough, a real star of motorsport over the last few years. Massive support from Nissan. He's racing as a Red Bull driver in GP3. And is this a replay, I think?
No, but this is live. This is live. This is Andrew Frankel already off the line. They've returned the car to the base of the hill after the pheasant incident. And Andrew Frankel now battling against the clock in this McLaren 650S, making his way up towards Morecambe, and he's got a little bit of an advantage because he's got the tyres warm and he's got his eye in.
Yeah, there'll be a little bit of nerves though, won't there, as he had his run interrupted and he had to get back into his rhythm. Let's keep an eye on the clock as he takes the very latest McLaren supercar towards the top of the hill. Fantastically high-tech electronic trickery aboard these new breed of hypercars, we should call them really. Jan Mardenborough, 49.27. Fantastic. Look at the air brake on that McLaren. Andrew Frankel stops the clock at 55.73, 115 miles an hour. Very respectable climb indeed.
Next up we have the Sin R1 with the Chevrolet engine leaving the line as we are riding on board underneath the first of the bridges here at Goodwood through the first right-hander. It opens out, but you can't get on the throttle too much. Got to just steady yourself, and now, although it's not a straight, you can give back power underneath the other bridge, and as we hove into Molecombe Corner, towards that white banner, towards the grandstand, you can't see the corner until you're right on top of it.
Yeah, fantastic onboard shots with Ross and Daskaloff in the Chevy-powered Sin R1. You can hear that big American Chevrolet grunting away behind his head. And it all goes dark for a moment as he threads it through the right-left S's at the flint wall and through Birdless Grove, the right-hander, towards the final long left-hander. Patience required to pick up the throttle again, otherwise you run out of road on the outside there with those huge, daunting bales. And he thumps across the line, 59.84, 102 miles an hour.
59.84 for the Sin. Next car on the line is another Nissan GTR. It's the Nismo specification, but ladies and gentlemen, a hero of Great Britain, a hero of the Olympics. It's Chris Hoy driving. He's now moved away from two wheels, has a bit of a moment into the first corner, my goodness me. But it's all gathered with all arms and elbows, the electronic trickery on these cars, tremendous control abilities, four-wheel drive with the Nissan GTR, as Hoy comes up towards the tremendously difficult Molecombe.
And he's gone straight on at Molecombe.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that was fast in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was never going to slow down in time. It was partly on the grass, partly on the track, carrying way too much speed. He's out of the car, round of applause and a cheer, and he's absolutely fine. So Chris Hoy takes a bow.
Fajnie.
What's underneath that helmet? Really embarrassed.
No, co rozbieram.
Full marks for trying hard. It was such a tricky corner, this one.
Those were my last words as I threw it to you, Henry.
Dwuręczny jest
Yeah,
Inkara.
it was,
A commentator's curse, unfortunately.
yeah, it was just carrying so much speed through the kink and over the brow, and I've been sitting up here many years talking about cars coming up to Molecombe, and it didn't look right, to be honest, but he's fine. The car will be pulled out and we'll be back underway once again. Course cars are on the course.
And Chris Hoy seems to have got his hat and his sunglasses in the car. He'll be led away by the doctors for a quick checkup, but plenty of hay bales to slow his progress before he hit the solid retaining wall at the very exterior of that.
Here's a replay look in slow-mo as he comes over the brow there into the right-hand kink. The car changing direction at high speed, and you've got to get on the brakes early as you come over the brow. And he's got the right lock on, but of course it was never going to go down. He goes through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of bales.
Nice.
And they are
All
very,
of them.
very solid, those bales. And yeah, Baxter did their job, didn't they?
Strike.
I believe that's only one of two of those cars in the UK at the moment. So
Yeah, so there's only one left, and that's somewhere else.
Well, Chris Hoy was having a go through the first corner when he went out of
Wiesz
my
co, ty zadał jak
vision.
rocie,
The car
już
was slowing sideways,
Ja
he was having a right go, but at least Chris Hoy was protected by the airbag before he had that little moment, rather than falling onto the wood in on a velodrome. So Jan Mardenborough is fastest at the moment on a 49.27 in the sister Nissan GTR to that of Hoy. Anthony Reid in the Noble, he is second on a 50.1, and Chris Ward is next up.
Dawaj, Sara.
53.4.
Yeah, so it's a Nissan 1-2 at the moment, isn't it, from the Lexus. Fourth, Matthew Becker in the Lotus. Fifth, Simon Simpson in the Porsche 911. Andrew Frankel, sixth quickest in the McLaren 650. Charlie Hollings, who we saw come up first in the Audi R8 V10, 55.